Hi, this is Linda with Crafty Music Maker. Today I want to show you how I reward fourth graders for doing an amazing job on their fourth grade show. I bake them chocolate chip cookies, and there are about 90 students, so that's a lot of chocolate chip cookies I make. A lot of people have asked me for my recipe, how I do it, so today I'd just like to show you how I make them.
The recipe I use is off the back of a Nestle Toll House chocolate chip bag. I start with 1 cup of softened butter. I just leave it on the counter for about an hour and I beat it up really well. I want to make sure that it is very fluffy before I add the sugar. Now here's a change to the recipe. I end up using 1 cup of white sugar instead of 3/4, and then I beat that really well as well. Next, I use the brown sugar. It is the dark brown sugar and only 1/2 cup firmly packed. I like using more white sugar, otherwise the cookies come a little darker than I'd like. So, but I love the flavor of the dark brown sugar. I just beat that really well. I make sure I scrape it down so that it makes sure all the ingredients are well incorporated. Next, I add the eggs, but one at a time. So I'll add one, beat it really well, and then I'll add the other one. Now I'm going to add the vanilla. My daughter started making her own vanilla a couple years ago, and I decided that was a neat thing to try, so here I am using my own homemade vanilla. Now it's time to add the dry ingredients. The recipe calls for 2 1/4 cups of flour. I add 1/4 cup more. And then I'm putting in salt, a teaspoon salt, and a teaspoon baking soda. And mix that up more. I don't put all the flour in at once. It says to sift all the ingredients together. I might have done that the first time I was trying the recipe, but when you put this much flour in at once, make sure you start the beater on low. I have probably done it once or twice where I went way too fast and I ended up with a giant cloud of flour all over the place. Next come the chocolate chips, and I love Nestle's Toll House chips the best. And I buy the big bags there you see from Costco. I have not seen them in there recently, so I'm really hoping they bring them back. Now, if this weren't for school, I would be adding pecans next. I think that really makes the cookies. But there's children that have nut allergies, and so I will not be adding these nuts this time. Now it's time to shape this dough into individual cookies. I just use a larger spoon and a knife and trying to evenly put them on this baking pan. I use parchment paper. I used to not use it for years and years and years, but some reason I seem to like to use it now. I've seen where people have taken like ice cream scoops so that everyone is perfectly shaped, and I have not done that yet. I just do it this way every time. Each cookie is a little different shaped when they come out, but it doesn't seem to bother the people testing them. Sometimes I have to add a little more or less to each one because if you have a big blob and a small blob, then they're going to bake unevenly in the oven. Now they're going in the oven. Be sure to set your oven at 375 degrees. I have a convection oven, but I baked cookies for years in a regular oven and they do just fine. I bake the cookies for 8 to 10 minutes, more often 9 to 10. I use the double racks when I'm baking this many cookies for obvious reasons. Here is the end result, cookies ready to eat. I baked 2 double batches of cookies throughout the week, and then Thursday I did a count for the last class on Friday and realized I was 5 cookies short. So that night I whipped up another batch so that I could bring these 5 cookies to the other ones still at school, so nobody would be without a cookie. Hey, if you like this video, please subscribe or hit the like button, and then be sure to see my upcoming videos as they come out. See you next time. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Miss Davis stole the cookies from the cookie jar. Who, me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? Fourth grader stole the cookies from the cookie jar. Who was? Yes, you. They were delicious.